Motion is required to approve the board minutes of the last board meeting. I have a motion to approve the board.
Approved.
Second.
All in favor? Anyone against?
Financial.
Okay.
Close in our report, we also have the financial for June 2012. Motion required to approve the unaudited statements of the June 2012 financial reports.
Motion.
Motion from Deb. Anybody else?
Second.
Thank you.
And I know that there are a couple of people who have asked that I bring some copies of the financials. There is a stack right here towards the end of the table if you want to take a copy.
Old business, job work order report. Looking at, right, old business, job work order report, pages 33 to 36. Looks like two right, the extermination, birds and bugs, looks like. Homes. Alteration requests. Storm door 1273 Waverly Drive. Motion is required to ratify the approval of the alteration.
Motion.
Thank you. Madam Nancy. Outlet R. We got a quick claim deed for that from the Village of Volo. Just in case everyone doesn't know what that means, that whole grassy center area in the middle of our community was turned over to us. So we now have control of that property. Landscaping services proposals. We had, I'm sorry, thank you. Oh, supplemental, right. Supplemental landscaping. We have proposals from the landscaping company to remove dead trees and bushes in the community. The proposal was originally $4409. After revising his proposal, went around checking out items that he had stated were severely declining. We got the bid down to $2,624. We also requested a proposal for mulch in all the planting areas and tree rings. The proposal was $9,570. Opted not to go forward with that because it was not budgeted this year. Motion is required to ratify the approval for landscaping replacements in the amount of $2,624. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. We, the dead items have been removed. The root balls, I contacted him. He did not want to remove all the root balls right now because of fear of people walking and falling in them. I don't think that people are going to be really walking through their garden beds. So some of them he's going to be removing now. Trees and stuff will be replaced. The trees and bushes will be all replaced in the fall. The reason being is because the severe drought, people may not water. So in order for the plants to thrive, that's when they will be planted. In the fall, correct. enclosed is also the summer newsletter that was mailed to all homeowners. Seal coating bids. We had, I believe it was 5 companies that we had. I don't recall, 4 or 5 companies that we had. The total, the seal coating contract was $8,605. And the budget was $10,186, so we significantly lowered that. I got him down to about $1,600. Part of the work has been completed. Any vehicles that have not been moved, we are sending notices to owners that they need to be removed, otherwise at their expense they will eventually have to move and they will incur fees if not moved. Parking lots as well are being seal coated tomorrow and Thursday, as well as striping in the lots so that we have defined parking places in the lots. Motions required to ratify the board approval of the seal and asphalt repair totaling $8,605 with JJ Paving. Thank you. Next, we have a towing contract that we signed with Fox Recovery and Towing. This contract cost us nothing to sign up with them. The reason that we signed the contract with them for towing was for disabled vehicles. Any cars that are not moved in parking lots eventually can be towed at the homeowner's expense, so it will not cost the association money besides the signs that will be up in place. You know, just as an example, right now we have a few cars that are on driveways. They are not able to seal coat because these cars are disabled. There's a car in a parking lot as well, car is disabled, and they are not able to seal it. If they have to come back to seal it, they eventually could charge us the money. So we have to have a towing company in place to remove, if need be, or alert these homeowners that they need to move their cars.
Do we have addresses for those homeowners?
I spoke with one of the owners, and he claimed that his car wasn't disabled, even though it's been sitting for a year. He stated, you know, the next day when I talked to him, which was today, he said that he is going to have the car moved by tomorrow, so hopefully that will happen. The other vehicle, I know who it belongs to. I knocked on their door. This person doesn't answer their door. This person is kind of doesn't like to come out a lot, talk to anybody. So what we're going to do, I don't know if it's us or the new board or whoever is going to be there, will have to alert the new owner that they're going to have to move their car. If they don't move it, they'll get another notice, and eventually they'll start getting fines. And then, you know, I mean, if this towing company was in place, then we could tow the car and move it and seal the driveway. The problem is, though, if it's not moved, they can't seal the lots, they can't seal the driveway, and the company will eventually have to come back, and then we'll be charged for it, for coming back. Well, right, that's what'll happen, right, it'll be charged back to the homeowner. Motion is required to ratify the board approval of the towing contract with Fox Recovery and Towing. Second and third, awesome. 2012 annual report, enclosed is a signed copy of the annual report. It's been sent to the Secretary of State for the filing fee. And that concludes our whole business.
So Nancy will adjourn the board meeting for the annual at 7:00. All right, so I'm just going to try to walk everyone through the process, very similar to those of you who were at the turnover. It's pretty much the same process. As I already indicated, well past quorum, so kudos to this community for showing up or giving their proxies to somebody, because that's great. There are a lot of communities that can't come up with their 20%, so that's a good thing. I'm going to call the annual meeting to order at 7:25. order at 7:25, established we have quorum. The mailing indicated that the bylaws are that you elect 5 people, 5 homeowners to this board, basically annually. They have a 1-year term. So although you had turnover last July, the 5 board members each had a 1-year term. So all their positions are up for re-election. As you know, there was a second mailing, and you got a list of the people who had already declared their candidacy and the information that they wanted to convey to the homeowners. So you have a little bit of information trying to make your choice. There also, as I understand it, was a meet the candidate meeting. What day was that, last Thursday? Last Thursday, for those of you who went, you had an opportunity to meet all 7 candidates. Is that all 7 were there?
Correct.
Yep, so that was great. Okay, couple of administrative type things. There will be only 1 ballot per household. Is there any case where someone has found that they've got more than 1 ballot per household? Okay. Anyone here who has not signed in for themselves and gotten their ballot? No? Okay. Does anyone have any proxies that they may still be holding that they didn't turn in to Katie in exchange for a ballot? No? Okay. Anybody want a copy of the list of candidates before we sort of roll into that? There's a list over there if you want one. Okay. The board positions, according to the bylaws, are president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and then the other position, it actually sort of indicates it could be another VP. Could be another VP. I think we assigned it as a director. Those are the 5 positions. You don't vote on a position. In other words, the candidates aren't running for a specific position. They're running to get onto the board of directors, and then the board, those people who get elected on, the 5 who get elected on, they decide amongst themselves which role each one of them is going to take on, just so you understand that. Also very important, your ballot indicates that you have basically 5 votes per ballot. You can accumulate your votes to 1 candidate. You could split it up between 2 candidates. You could throw 1 vote to 5 different candidates. That's called a cumulative vote. You can't do any fractional voting, and if you have more than 5 votes on your ballot, it will be thrown out. If for some reason you decided you just wanted to vote 3 times, you could, but no more than 5 votes. Is that portion clear to everyone? Yeah?
Can I ask a quick question? Now, on our ballots, do we have to have our name and address on them?
Yes, you do, unless you actually have come up with some rules whereby you determine that you're gonna, the board has determined that they're gonna have secret ballots. Maybe Michael, you can add to that.
Michael Krabik, I'm one of the attorneys for the association. The Illinois Condominium Property Act says very clearly that you can have secret balloting, but as Nancy just said, it requires the board to actually put rules and regulations in place that govern how the secret ballots will be done. So this particular election needs to be done that way. It doesn't mean in the future that the board won't choose to put those types of rules in place. It just hasn't been done yet. So today's election needs to be done as an open ballot.
What would happen to the percentages of the homeowners if that were the case, if just that piece would be thrown out?
The information is far, I think some people are concerned about their address and their name being on it. What they would be given, they'd check in, they'd be given a ballot with just a percentage on it. So their anonymity would be protected. So the only piece of information that would be given out essentially would be their percentage of ownership.
How would you ensure that everybody only had one vote per
It would be,
household?
it would be the people who come in and check in, just similar to the way we did it tonight. Only one ballot could be handed out per household to check it off so that it would ensure that there wouldn't be multiple for each household. So the control is really up here, making sure more paper doesn't go out.
Well, I had only asked because I know last year they weren't down there. Okay.
They were not,
Okay.
yes. Okay. All right, does anyone have any questions about, how to actually do their voting? Any questions about that portion?
Under, if you take one name, can you give all 5 of your votes to one name?
You can, it's called cumulative voting.
So you don't have to pick 5 different people.
You do not.
How do you write that in? Do you write 5 or do you check 5?
You could just do slashes,
You
or
know what,
if
that's a
or
really good
X's.
question, and I think so that we don't have confusion, everybody
Do it the
do
same
them
way.
by numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Otherwise, if you're doing slash marks, it could be confusing, it might not be clear. So just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that way we all are doing the same thing and there shouldn't be any confusion.
So you can put 3 under one person if you
Correct, you
want.
put the number 3, and then you'd have potentially 2 more votes to give it to you. You could put a 1, or a 2 somewhere else.
Just to reiterate, it's 5 votes, because you just said if it's over 5, that ballot's being thrown out.
Correct.
Correct.
And just so, we don't want anybody's ballot invalidated, so if you have any question whatsoever, just come talk to one of us and we'll make sure that it's gonna be valid. We want your intentions to actually come out on paper.
Okay. Is that clear then? You're gonna use numbers. Okay. And then, of course, if you've got extra ballots as a result of having brought in some proxies where you're the bearer, then you're gonna be voting quite a few different ballots, all the ballots you were given. Okay. The handout included the IRS resolution. I think it's on the flip side of the agenda. We asked that this be voted on by the general membership. So I'd like you to just take a look at that, and we're looking for a motion to adopt the IRS resolution. Do I have a motion from the floor?
Yeah, can we, have some explanation of what that really is?
It's largely that when the auditor is performing the audit, they look for this document in support of what to do in regards to in regards to taxes, to prevent any excess income from being viewed as taxable, in essence, because it is a non-profit. But as you can see, it affords some options, so the main thing is that you have a document in place for the audit.
Yes.
Do we have a motion to adopt? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, thank you. Next administrative matter is the meeting minutes from last year's annual are also part of your packet. And we also look for a motion from the general membership to approve those annual meeting minutes. We have a motion from the floor. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right. I think what would be easiest is I'm going to now start to introduce the candidates who already declared their candidacy. Since we have 7, I'd like to afford, I think it would still be nice for those people who might not have made it to the candidate presentation. I think it'd still be nice for each one of the candidates to have at least maybe about 3 minutes to be able to come up and talk briefly to the homeowners who are present. So if we could kind of limit it to go about 3-minute timeline, because that'll take us into 20 minutes. Does that seem reasonable? We will then open up the floor for any nominations from the floor after you've heard from the 7 candidates, okay? So, our first candidate is Margaret Basso.
Hello, my name is Margaret Basso. I only moved in here a few short months ago, but I have heard plenty. I have worked in the new home construction business for 11 years, dealing with anywhere from the very, very start when somebody comes in having no idea what they want in a home, to drawing up blueprints, to continuing into construction, to making sure construction is done properly, to everything to the very end of closing. I've run my own businesses for the last 30 years. I'm a go-getter. If I see something that I believe is wrong, I research it, and I'll make sure that's corrected. The reason that I chose to run, even being here such a short time, is I have heard so much. And I believe that we need to change this. I believe that we need to have transparency. I believe that we need to bring things out in the open. I believe we need to have a new board that will take things and review them and really look at them and fix them. I myself was given some accounting documents, and I looked them over, and I just believe there are some charges that current board members should be doing themselves. Stuffing envelopes and sending out newsletters and little things that we're being charged for that we can do ourselves. This is why you chose us as a board, or chose board members, is because you expected them to do a job for you. And that is one of the reasons I'm running for board. I want to be able to make sure that I can do everything I can for this homeowners association. I want to make sure that we're not just a percentage. We're not just a little tiny part, but each one of us are whole. We're proud to call this our home. I've driven through. Jim and I purchased our place here, and when we drove through, we're like, oh, look at all these vacant homes for sale. And they look horrible. And it was really just, we were shocked when we found out that some of these homes might be bulldozed. And I think that's absurd. I think we need to do something about this. Not just only just our little tiny area that we have over to the side, but it's the very first time somebody drives in, the very first time they make that loop. And I don't know how many people here do the same thing I do, but when you drive into a place, what do you normally do? You normally turn right, and you make a circle. And so what they're driving by first is what the builder left behind. We need to all start taking a proactive part, and that's what I'm here to do. Thank you.
I guess what, Margaret's time was fine, but just, I'll do a little cue if anyone doesn't know that they're maybe running well past 3 minutes. My cue is I'll stand up, okay? So that it won't be so Scott Heyer is our next candidate.
Hi, I just want to say thank you to all you for showing up this evening. It shows a good turnout. It shows you people enjoy your neighborhood and care. I myself have been here for 4 years. I currently work at Abbott Laboratories. I've been there for 15, a network specialist. One of my big things that's been on this board has been transparency, compliance, and representation. Okay, I've been here since day one. This board has not really represented you, the homeowner. That's one of the things I want to try to get accomplished on your behalf. Okay, we're supposed to be be up here helping you guys make your neighborhood enjoyable to live in and in a place that you want to come home to. Been a lot of rigmarole back and forth. We've done our best to keep you guys informed, albeit it may not have been the prettiest, but yet you guys are aware. I'd like to take questions from the floor, if anybody has them.
Explain yourself about the board.
What would you like to know?
Well, tell me what's not, letting us know what you feel they haven't done.
Well, again, we'll go back to the old forest. We'll kick the garbage cans, okay? I had a room probably with more people in this than we had over the garbage cans. Probably, I would say 60 to 80% of that room was against the ruling, what the board wanted to do. They didn't care. They were the board.
You mean to keep your garbage cans in your garage?
Outside.
The people wanted to keep their garbage cans outside?
Correct.
Well, I'm glad the board didn't go with it.
Well, that's okay, but again, there was a lot more people than yourself, okay? And that's what I'm here to do. is
Right, but
represent-
these are the issues that you're blaming the board for, so I'm just voicing
That's
my
okay.
opinion. And what are the other
You,
things?
as you as a board member, what were you gonna do? Just take care of what you wanna have done, or the
Yeah.
majority of people? That's one of the things I'm here to do, is take care of the majority.
Sometimes the majority of people don't understand or know what's best. I don't want to drive into a community where there's garbage cans.
That's fine, that's fine. I won't beat this to death, I'm just saying that's one of the things that I've had to face.
Okay, so what is another thing? 'Cause you're-
Another thing that we haven't had to face is, I have been kept informed. These guys have meetings behind my back. They vote on things. That's illegal. Okay, and you're going to say this is okay. That's fine.
I'm not saying anything
I'm just
about
saying,
that.
that's one of the things that are.
I don't care, I care about garbage cans.
Okay. Well, you should be happy, I don't have one anymore, so, but yes, some of the things that go on here, it's things that you people should know about. You're paying association fees, okay?
But you're on the board, right?
That is correct.
So have you sent us letters on your own?
Oh, yes, oh, yes, I've done my own
I haven't
mailings.
gotten any.
Oh,
I've gotten every single one.
Me too.
Well,
I'm sorry if we missed you. Do you have a computer? Do you have a mailbox? Okay, then you should have got it. You should have got it. I'm sorry if we missed you. But, as I said, this is one of the things that I'm trying to do is get your,
this is like Democrat, Republican, I mean, instead of working together, everybody's pulling the
and
fire.
I don't want that either, so,
I don't either.
thank you, Nancy, thank you.
Our next candidate is Frank Tate.
I think you're gonna be standing up for this.
Yeah, come on.
You gotta stop it.
You're little.
Did you bring popcorn for everybody?
I'm sorry?
Did you bring popcorn for everybody?
No, ma'am. That was my first meal in a few days. So. My name is Frank Tate. I live at 1310 Waverly Drive. I live in a DeSoto line. I've been in the Navy for 10 years. I'm currently active duty Navy. I want to be a part of this board for representation of each individual in this room. I want to see that our community develops a community that most don't all have. We have issues that need to be addressed that aren't addressed. The decks. Some people have landscaping problems. Some people have builder issues. And they seek out for help from the board, or they seek out from help from other individuals, and they don't receive what they're looking for. I want to be that person to assist our community in doing just that. I personally feel that this board had a rough and rocky road. They started, they all took the first bullet. I believe that the second board that you all will elect will have a much smoother ride in getting things done. We have started in a great flow with getting these driveways seal coated, with getting a new landscaping company in place. Now I think it's time that we put this landscaping company to work and work for us, other than develop dry paths through our yards. You know, we are going through a drought. Is it necessary that they come and they bring the large mowers through and, you know, start a path where you can see what's going on? Let's hold off on that and maybe assist in other ways. Maybe skip mowing every other week or something. Just something to help keep the finesse of the community. One of the big issues that I look at is our property values. our property values have dropped significantly. Our taxes are ridiculous. We have the same taxes that are similar to Libertyville and Mundelein, but we don't have the things that they have. So why is our taxes so high? I understand that we have an SSA. That takes a good chunk of it. But I think if we bring all 177 units together and look at that, I think we all have a great shot of lowering our taxes in our community and help build a better and nicer area. That's all that I have, unless anyone has any questions. You may have one. Not to have you out, but you covered your face. I'm good. I'll see you.
Okay, next candidate, Nancy Oliver.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nancy Oliver. I've been in the community for about 6 years. I work for FedEx. I've been there for like 25, 26 years now. So I'm very familiar with working with projects and working with teams. I guess I just want to tell you what we've done on our current board. We've done a reserve study. So we have an idea of what we need to accomplish in the next 10 years as far as reserves. We got a new landscaping company, removal and replacement of some dead plants and bushes and stuff. Seal coating course. We did have a management company, several come in and speak to us. Outlook R, we did get ownership of Outlook R. And the biggest thing, I think, is we had, by the end of this year, $26,000 in surplus. That is real money, and that is great. Some of the things I'd like to do in the board next year, we need a new website. We need a website that is not hijacked by one person's agenda. We need people that are moderators on that website that can take down certain posts that are not positive for, positive for our community. We need to do something about the real estate taxes. That has been my agenda last year. It's my agenda this year. We need to, as a community, we need to look at what needs to be done to protest the real estate taxes. We have a short window to do that with our assessment, and I really want to look into how we do that, what we need to do, how much does it cost, but I think collectively we can do that a lot better than individually. The balconies, we really need to address the balconies. I don't know if you've walked through and you've seen some of the bowing and they're off, we need to do that. This next year has to be about fixing the balconies. We also have some empty units. I'd like to see how we can get that we own as an association. I'd like to see how we can get those rented and get some income to our community. I've been with boards before. My whole adult life, I've lived in this type of community. This board has been kind of contentious, shall we say. I'd like to be part of making that a little smoother in the future. Feels like you're gonna cheer or something, I don't know. But anyway, I'd like to continue working for you, so, please re-elect me and we'll see what we can do.
Our next candidate is Susan Hiltaker. Did I get those right?
My name is Susan Hiltaker. I lived in a townhome community for 15 years where I raised my son as a single parent. I moved to Boulder 1 year ago as an empty nester, and I'm currently concerned about caring for the needs of my elderly parents. I feel this gives me an understanding of what the needs of my neighbors are during these different stages in their lives. My career has been as an administrative assistant in the construction, manufacturing, and transportation industries. I've had to negotiate with suppliers to assure that the company's spending was within budget and to do whatever it took to maintain the highest level of customer service. Since the area we live in is considered part of the Volo Bog, I want to explore ways to obtain grants so that with little or no cost to us, we can turn our landscape into one that is sustainable, removing the need for watering and use of chemicals, which in turn will lower our costs for landscaping services. I feel there should be committees formed where homeowners can share their knowledge, talent, and concerns to help the board do their jobs more effectively. I want to thank all of you for taking the time to speak to me during my campaign. I truly had a lot of fun. I met a lot of really nice folks, and you all just happen to be my neighbors. Thank you.
Penny Pincus. I didn't have to stand up.
This board is at a very rough start, and as a new board member, we've all tried our hardest to please everybody. You're not going to please everybody in every community, but we've been as transparent, the word I keep hearing, as we have possibly been able to. Could we have done more? Sure. Everybody has different ways of doing things, and like I said, we've tried our hardest, and we've gotten a short end of the stick, so to speak. It's not been very easy, to say the least, and the four of us have tried very hard to include everybody in all of our decisions. That being said, this board has done a lot for this community. We have tried my main goal was saving everybody money, saving this whole association a lot of money, because we need it. With all the foreclosures and short sales, we definitely needed to save this community money. I don't think sinking it into sustainability in our landscape is the answer. If it's not broken, why fix it? There's nothing wrong with our landscape. And spending thousands and thousands of dollars, I didn't laugh while any of you were talking, so please be quiet. Thank you. Spending thousands and thousands of dollars to add sustainability this year is only going to spend a lot of our money frivolously, I think. I mean, if we want to, little bits here and there, fix the landscaping, that's one thing. I don't know. I'm not going to go in for a tit for tat and who did what and who did how, and we probably all could have done better. And I'm hoping to have the opportunity to serve this community another year to make it better. We worked well with each other, and I think most of us can work well with other people if given the opportunity. And I hope that I have the opportunity to help this community save even more money next year. Thank you. Yeah.
When somebody tried to talk to you about the community, did you ever turn them away?
I never turned anybody away. I went to my neighbors and I would ask them questions on resolving issues in the community. I didn't have a personal emails. I responded to emails very quickly. I was on top of it. I didn't have a personal agenda at all in this. My only personal agenda was to save everybody money. Yeah.
Penny, can you please elaborate on your educational and career background?
I don't feel that anybody needs to have any sort of a master's degree or bachelor's degree to be on a homeowner's board. A homeowner's board means, a homeowner's association means that you're a homeowner, first and foremost. And anybody here should not be discriminated against because of their background of the educational background. So, although you're asking that, I mean,
well,
I kind of
divulge specifics.
I am about 3 credits away from getting my bachelor's degree.
Do you have accounting background, management, or that's what?
No, I'm not an accountant, no. That's why I'm not.
What's your expertise in?
What's my expertise in?
Yeah.
Do you need an expertise to be on a board, other than a care for your community?
Well, do you have a GED? Do you have a...
Well, I'll tell you, my expertise was saving this community thousands of dollars. That was my expertise. And I did it without an accountant's degree. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
She really was a dog with a bone getting things done and getting prices lowered. Anybody, should be a attributed to that $26,000, it really is a penny. I want her negotiating anything I do in the future. I'm gonna keep her on retainer, so.
Thank you.
Our last declared candidate is Harold, is it Weil? Harold?
Weil.
Weil, okay.
My name's Harold Weil. I've lived here 2 years. I love the area. I love our community. And I just thought maybe it's time for me to step up to the plate so that I could possibly enhance our property, keep our property values up, make us proud that when we drive down Remington Drive, we can see a beautiful aesthetic neighborhood. How we're going to get there is debatable, but I think we all have to address it. Not only the board's got to address it, but all of you. If we could get this many people coming to a regular board meeting every month, or whenever it's called for, I think we need all of your input. We have to know what's important to you. We have to know what you're looking for in your community. I myself, I like landscaping, I like flowers, I like beauty. I'm an art collector, so that's part of my background. My other part of my background is construction. I've been in construction all my life. So I've done little tiny jobs and I've done large jobs. This community is so simple as far as construction goes. There's nothing overwhelming that can't be fixed here. And it should not take thousands and thousands of dollars. It just takes a little planning. It takes a little finesse, the know-how, how to get contractors to meet your price, and they're all willing to do it. Now is the time you can get good value for your dollar. I want to say that the board did the best they can. You know, this is not an easy job for them. So my hat's off to you.
Thank you, Robert.
I know it's been tough. If I get in here, I'm willing to work with anybody. I'm just basically going to be a team player. I know a lot, and I can explain a lot, and I can bring a lot to the table. But basically, I'm willing to work with all you guys, and I'm looking for your direction. Because without knowing what you guys want, we don't have a direction, and that's what we need. We need goals, and we need direction. We need to address the most important things first that are going to keep these property values up. We don't want to see them go down any lower than they are. Any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you to all the 7 candidates. We are now going to open up the floor for nominations from the floor. And the key to nominations from the floor is you can nominate yourself. You can nominate another homeowner. It can't be a homeowner who's related to someone who's already running. And it can't be a homeowner who is not present to accept that nomination. All right, do we have a motion to open the floor?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay. The floor is open for nominations. Do we have any nominations from the floor?
I nominate Caitlin.
Yeah, I second that. I nominate
Caitlin.
Caitlin
And I'll
Hannon.
speak for Caitlin. She came in the middle of it and she did a great job.
Are you willing to accept the nomination?
Sure.
Excellent. Okay, this is your 3 minutes. Before Caitlin starts, you need to grab your ballot and you need to mark down her name and address on each one of your ballots if you have multiple ones, okay? So Caitlin, if you'll give the spelling of your name and your address. Well, that would be great, yeah, pull it from the minutes. I'll go, yeah, it's right there. It's Caitlin, it's Kateylyn,
great job working with the rest of the board. She kept an open mind on a lot of things and really took homeowners into consideration.
All right, are there any other nominations from the floor? No? Okay. Going once? Twice? Do I have a motion to close the floor?
Motion.
All in favor? Yep.
Aye.
Excellent. Okay, so everyone understood that you've got one write-in to put on each one of your ballots. And that was Caitlin Hanna at 1286 Remington. Yeah, a little bit. The next order of business is I need 4 judges. The judges will help tally the votes. The judge may not be related to a candidate or live in the same home with the candidate. Do I have 4 such people who are willing to volunteer? I'll try to take a mix. I'll take this man all the way in the rear. What is your first name?
Josh.
Josh? Okay. And I'll take you, sir?
Mark.
Mark? Who else do I have? I'll take Carol. And I think I see a hand way in the rear. And your name? Janine. Janine? Okay.
There's a 5th person, I believe.
Well, I think I have 4. I tried to get them like from all 4 corners, sort of, but I think I had extra hands. That's all right. You can do it next time.
Maybe you will pick me.
Okay, so.
I believe I've read that each candidate is entitled to have an agent look over the tallier and also ensure the secondary count of that.
What do you mean they can have an agent? I'm not
They
sure.
can have somebody on their interest watch the tallier.
And I can address it, that is correct. It's, what that comes up in is the Illinois Condominium Property Act. That's for when the tallying takes place in another room. You're more than welcome. You're not, the people who are looking over, watching the tallying take place, you're not allowed to interject, you're not allowed to get involved, you can just watch the process, as you all can, because you're all sitting in the room with us. So the tallying is going to take place right here, you're all welcome to watch what we're doing, making sure our hands are above the table, there's no sleight of hand. So that's what the provision says in the act, so.
Nancy?
Yes, keep an eye on these.
It would be helpful if the terms that in by order of percentage.
If they would turn that
So
in
that
that way.
everyone would 14.478 bring the ballot up, so that they're already separated.
The value.
We're just gonna try to do this process to make sure that people get out of here the quicker.
Okay, so you want people after they voted, we're gonna call everyone with this percent come up, everyone with this percent come up.
Let's do that.
Okay, did everyone understand that?
Yes.
Then we're gonna call you up by percentage, okay? Now, all right, so I've got my 4 judges. The only other thing I wanted to say is that, the outgoing board, we've got, I guess, 4 that are rerunning, okay? But I did want to take a moment just to thank, this board for the work that they've done. It's not easy to be the first board after a turnover. There's a fair amount to sort out. So I just wanted to thank them and have appreciated working with you all. All right, so go ahead and do your voting.
And again, if you have any questions in the way you should fill it out, come see me or call me over. I'll be happy to help you.
Sure.
invite you. We're good?
All right. All right, where do we go?
Over and over again to get your raise. So it's more
Yeah, that's fine. If you guys just want to kind of form a line, so that you just kind of walk down and pass them. We're just putting, making sure they're in the right pile.
I get so close. I know, it's
Short word.
No, we have nothing wrong with Lansing. We have nothing wrong with Lansing. Beautiful it was, and it's still.